was social services afforded to you, if you don't mind I ask? I mean, I don't want to overstep my bounds here, but were you afforded some of the things that Connie is talking about, Chris?
Yeah, so when I called Harbor House, which is here locally, that's who helped me.
Okay.
And they so we can't in the state of Florida file emergency injunctions because there's no money for it. There's no funding. They used to be able to do that on the weekends and at night. With Harbor House, they have attorneys. But they're like right now there's no funding. So we're trying to raise funding for that. But yeah, I was offered an attorney for free that helped me file an injunction. Now she wasn't able to go past the injunction, but she connected me with some other lawyers that I have now that fight her law firm. And they're the ones that are helping me through the rest of the stuff. And they're advocates for me with the state as well. Because, sometimes that gets a little convoluted.
Yeah, yeah, and for someone who doesn't know the system and has never been through a situation like this, it could be overwhelming, right?
Very, very extremely. You have to have an advocate. You cannot do it alone. You can't. You just can't. There's too much. There's too many emotions. Like Lily said, the only reason that I'm speaking out now is because I have to. It's not because I really necessarily even wanted to, because there's still so much that hasn't even been done. And you can't do it alone. Like every single day I have questions and, if it was just the state attorney, I can't call the state attorney and ask these questions, and you have to be your own advocate a lot of the times too, even when you have an advocate, just to make sure that your case continues to move forward.
Right.
So you just can't do it alone. You need the resources that they give you that are available for you.
100%. If I may step
Right.
in, for everyone that are residing in remote states and cities and states, the NCADV has a state by state, all kinds of stats, and also where you would contact. And I'm sure Connie will tell you the same, state by state. So that's the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence. I did give Ron, that's part of the resources that I gave you. So people can always look there and then take it from there. And then to Kristin's point, the advocate is immeasurable as far as how much they can help you, right, Connie? And this is something I've never talked about this in public. I never put this in my book, Truth to Triumph, but I will tell you this.
Another thing that I don't think a lot of advocates or a lot of people know that advocates do is they're there with you at your hearing and for your injunction. So they're there with you to help you through your whole process. And
they'll hold your hand. They're standing right with you, right?
I needed that because I broke completely down before we went into the hearing. It's terrifying to face your abuser, when you're going into something like that, and to do it alone. I don't think I probably would have left. Honestly, like I was so distraught.
Yeah.
But they were there.
It's traumatizing enough to have it happen to you physically. Then to go through that process, it's intimidating. It's
everything about it is traumatizing and re-traumatizing every time you tell the story.
Yeah.
If I can add, just I know that Connie was asking Kristin a few moments ago, but aside from even that, I totally understand how nervous that Kristin's back, that you are, seeing as he's is out and about, even though you do have the stay away. For me, I had a stay away and I had a panic alarm put in my home, and my perpetrator, my ex, he violated the order many, 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 many times. And I want to tell this to everyone that's listening. They will violate the order many, many, many times. You look, statistics tell you, the NCADV tells you that the most dangerous time is after you leave. But what I would put to you is, although that may be true as far as the statistics go, if you really take responsibility for yourself and your child, you yourself need to send a clear message to your abuser that it's over. And the way that you do that is by zero communication. Because once you communicate even to a third party, and Ron will tell you this, and Connie will agree to this as well, you too have violated the order.
Yeah.
And the order is designed, and I'm giving kudos to the police department. The order is designed to protect you. But if you're not going to stay away, then why the heck do you think they're going to stay away? The moment you open the doors of communication, even to a family member of your perpetrator, a friend of your perpetrator, anyone associated to that abuser, you are to stay away from and not communicate. If you have to block them, block them. If you have to ignore them, ignore them. At this point in your life, at this moment, you caring how someone else thinks about if you get back to them is not the issue. Your issue is the safety and the stability and peace for yourself and your child. If you cannot do it for yourself, do it for your child, if anything at all. But you will be safe if you don't violate the order. And you should have an exit plan. You should have a passport put aside. I did this before I left. Passport, put aside your birth certificate, your children's passports and birth certificates. Start saving money. Save cash everywhere that you can. If you have to take it out of whatever food money they give you, if they're the ones controlling the money, you need to save money. You should also secure a credit card of your own with your name on it. And shut the heck up. You don't talk about this.
Right.
This is something that is very, very private. This is what's going to be part of your exit plan. Just a credit card that's secure under your name, and you're going to ask a friend, someone that you trust, maybe it can be at that address, so that your abuser doesn't start seeing this mail coming in. Today it's easier because it's more digital. And the other thing is you need to also take all of your keys. The day that I left, although I had my exit bag, it was the worst beating of my life. And he smashed all of the keys. And thank God I thought to collect all of the other keys, the spare keys. So I had a way out. And then I had to actually put some of the keys together by wires to go back and get my card because he also had my things. Because remember, I was the one that was, he was taking everything of mine. So it was a shit show. But I've got to tell you something. You have to have that exit plan. You must. Your children's book bags, a couple of outfits for school for your child, because they have to feel safe and they have to feel secure. And you have to get your shit together in front of your kids. As upset as you are, you have to fake it until you make it. And when your child says, "Mommy, is everything okay?" The answer is yes. Everything is fine, sweetheart. Mommy has everything. Mommy's taking care of everything, or daddy's taking care of everything. And if you can't do that, then, go take some improv classes or something, because your job is to make your children feel safe. It's all about the children. And so one thing I am masterful at is understanding what someone is trying to coerce you into just from behavior, just from the way they answer a question or what they even offer. And one of the things that you want to be really clear of is that you don't need to communicate everything to someone. How long do you really know a person, right? And so my point, what I mean by that is, for instance, I journaled. And there were many things that I knew I wasn't 100% warm and fuzzy about what was going on. And that one day I would have enough nerve to pack up my things with my son and leave. It was just a matter of how I was going to do that. Understand, I was an entrepreneur. I was running I was running gyms for women. Yeah. Many times I went to work with sunglasses on. Sometimes I didn't go to work and I had to just lie there on the ground talking and pretending that everything was fine. So, I understand what that's like. And what you were saying earlier, even Connie and Ron, is it's not so much that you're embarrassed, but there is a tremendous amount of shame And no one likes to tell anyone, not even their best friend, not their mother, not their father. No one wants to tell anyone that they've been minimized, abused, just treated badly. It's a shameful thing. You want to destroy someone, shame them.